Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and it is the time of the month that we do my TBR for the next month. And the month we have coming up is August. No, this is August. Month we have coming up is September. Jeez, guys, this is like the fastest year ever. Last year was slow. This year is so fast. And I say that in every video because it's so true. All right, so this month, my game is back and in full force. And since I have taken care of some of my other reading things that I've kind of set to the side, we are going to be rolling the dice 10 times this month. And I am really excited to be able to do some more rolls. So if you are not familiar with my game, which is an original game created by me called Recovering Book Hoarder's Game of a Reading, then I will link the announcement video for that, where I go over the board and the rules and all that stuff down in the description box. All right, so let's get started. Before we do the game, let's roll my wheels. And I have another book to tell you about that was from a fun thing that April did over on Getting Hoga With It. And to wrap everything up, we are going to talk about the Fall Into Reading Challenge, which I'm going to be participating in also. And I will give you guys details on that, show you the group read books I'm hoping to read along with that, and just talk about how I'm going to be fitting that in with everything. So let's get started and go ahead and spin my first wheel, which is my 5-star prediction wheel. Let's see. All right, for 5-star prediction, we got Navigating Nico, a collection of gifts from my son by Dana Bauer. And Dana Bauer is actually one of my really good friends in real life. And this is, so Dana has this amazing blog that you read and you just cry. That's all about her navigating the lives of her and her family with a son who has autism, and how that shapes their day-to-day life, the amazing gifts that he brings to their family, the struggles that they have day-to-day. And this is a collection of her stories, and I have been so looking forward to reading this. It was a 5-star prediction, so I had to wait for it to come up. So this is available on Amazon. She is self-published, and if you have a child on the autism spectrum, or love someone who is on the autism spectrum, or love a family that has children on the autism spectrum, you have to go read her stuff. I'll link her blog down below also, but I am so looking forward to finally getting to read this. All right, next wheel. Let's spin the 21 and 2021 wheel. All right, so I used to have to spin this wheel twice, but I only have 4 books left for the rest of the year, so I only have to spin it one time each month. So this time we got The Time Traveler's Guide to Medieval England, Handbook for Visitors to the 14th Century by Ian Mortimer. And I had bought this a while ago, and I got to the point where I wasn't sure if I really wanted to read it. So I did try a chapter a while back and did decide it was something I wanted to give a try. So we will see how it goes. And this is like if you were to be transported back in time to medieval England, what are the things that you would need to know for you to be successful? All right. Now, the book I want to tell you guys about from April. So April did this really cool video where over on Patreon, she said, I just need everybody to throw out a number between 1 and 100, and I don't even remember what the total amount of numbers were. And so I had commented, I'm pretty sure I did 162, and had no idea what the numbers were for. Next thing you know, there's a video, and she took all of her books, and based on the number that you gave, she found that book on her bookshelf and then recommended it to you by doing this really cool, here's what this is about kind of thing. So my book that was recommended to me, I just happen to have on my shelf also, and that is Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams. And April made this sound excellent, so I am really excited to read this. Meet Queenie, journalist, catastrophist, lonely, loved, relatable. Her boyfriend has asked her to leave their apartment. Her boss doesn't seem to see her. Her Jamaican British family doesn't seem to hear her. Her best friends try but fail to help her. Queenie is in a spiral. As she careens from one questionable decision to another, she finds herself wondering, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Who do you want to be? All the quandaries today's women must face in the world, trying to answer them for her. So, sounds so good. Had it for a while. Happy to finally get to read that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and link that really, really interesting video that April did down below in the description box also. Okay, let's move into my game and do our first of 10 rolls. Start with a 15. That is genre or category. We got fantasy. For roll number 1, we landed on fantasy. And for that, I've chosen Spell Slinger by Sebastian de Castile. And this is one that has been sitting like out like this on my bookshelf for quite a while. And I have been wanting to read it. There's this excellent review done on, I cannot remember the person's channel. I will link it down below though, and it made me want to read this entire series. It was just such an excellent review. So we are going to delve into the Spellslinger world. It says magic is a con game, and you know, I love all things magic. And look at this cover. I love that cover. I think it's gorgeous. Absolutely. Kellen is moments away from facing her first mage's duel and the start of 4 trials that will make him a spellcaster. There's just one problem. His magic is gone. And I have to say, I love books about like magical trials. One of those tropes I really, really love. All right, let's see what we get for roll number oh my gosh, guys, roll number 2. We got a 17. And 17 is a readathon prompt, which is this one back here. This is from the Owls 2020 readathon, and it's a title that starts with an M. Okay, for roll number 2, we got a reading prompt from the Owls 2020 readathon, which was the title that starts with an M. For that, I have chosen Messy Beautiful Love by Darlene Schacht, and this is Hope and Redemption for Real Life Marriages. And I don't know about you, but I've got a very much real life marriage, and I have the most amazing husband, and I love him so much, but I could definitely be a better wife. Seriously, guys. So often I'm like, why in the world is he with me still? Because he's so much better to me. He's so good to me, and I love him so much. I'm so bad at showing it. So I really do, every year I like to try and read a marriage book that's written from a Christian perspective, and this one is written from a Christian perspective, so that is going on our list. All right, let's see what we get for roll number 3. Okay, that time we got a 13. That is a randomize. Let's see what we get to randomize. Random color. All right, for roll number 3, we got a randomize card, and this one is color. So we are going to do a wheel full of colors and see what color we get. All right, so we got black, which leaves it pretty open. I have been really wanting to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and as you can see, the title words are in black, and there's black behind all these things. So it's not predominantly black, but there is black on it, so we're gonna go with that one. And I believe this also has multimedia in it, which is also a trope that I really, really enjoy. And it says young adult, and I believe it's a duology. This is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Sounds good. And I got this one from a book exchange. Yeah, here we go. From the Reddit book exchange from Rachel. I picked from your wish list. That way you would get something you wanted. This book sounded really good, and I've added it to my list. So that was from this past year's Reddit book exchange, and they are doing away with the gift exchanges at Reddit. I believe that the Christmas one's going to be the last one, and I'm so sad about that. Okay. Trying to figure out what number we're on. We are moving into roll number 4. We got an 8. Readathon prompt. This is from Bookoplathon 2020. Water on the cover. All right, roll number 4. We got another readathon prompt. This time it is from Bookoplathon 2020, and it is Water on the Cover. For that, I've gone with Leave the World Behind by Ruman Alam, and this was one of my Book of the Month picks. This is from October 2020. It's suspenseful and provocative. Keenly attuned to the complexities of parenthood, race, and class, Leave the World Behind explores how our closest bonds are reshaped and unexpected new ones forged in moments of crisis. Okay, roll number 5. 18. That is a specific author. All right. Ooh, Jodi Picoult. Yay. All right, for roll number 5, we landed on specific author, and for that we got Jodi Picoult. And Jodi Picoult is on my list of authors that I want to read everything that they've ever written. So I have a page in my journal that's dedicated to Jodi's books, and as I read one, I cross it off. So I have several on my shelf to read. They live down here on the shelf. But I chose the one that my friend Jackie let me borrow because she loaned it to me like well over a year ago, and I would like to give it back to her. So we are going with Handle with Care by Jodi Picoult. And this one says, things break all the time. Day breaks, waves break, voices break, promises break, hearts break. Every expectant parent will tell you that they don't want a perfect baby, just a healthy one. Charlotte and Sean O'Keefe would have asked for a healthy baby too if they'd been given the choice. Instead, their lives are made up of sleepless nights, mounting bills, the pitying stares of luckier parents, and maybe worst of all, the what ifs. What if their child had been born healthy? But it's all worth it because Willow is, well, funny as it seems, perfect. She's smart as a whip, on her way to being as pretty as her mother, kind, brave, and for a 5-year-old, an unexpectedly deep source of wisdom. Willow is Willow in sickness and in health. I love Jodi. So I am very anxious to get into another one of her books because I haven't read a bad one. I mean, I had one I was kind of disappointed in, but it's still, I wouldn't classify it as bad. It was more of just like kind of disappointing compared to her other books. I also think it was one of her earlier books. So we'll see where I fall on this one. All right, roll number 6. 15. Randomize. And this time it's going to be my lowest rated book on Goodreads. All right, for lowest rated, I am went to my Goodreads, sorted it. I'm going to show you right here what that turned out to be. I took a screenshot. So it is this little book called Immaculate Obsession by John Affleck. And you would think I would have read this one a million years ago because it's so tiny. I'm talking 15 pages. It's 15 pages. This is going to kill my average for the year. So I actually got this in a book subscription box. I cannot remember what it was called, and I don't believe that they sell it. I don't think it's a thing anymore. And it used to come with these little like things. It's almost like a little pamphlet. So gonna read this. It's rated at like 2 stars, and we'll see what I think of this tiny little thing. All right, roll number 7. $17. Back up to the top. And we have a reading prompt. Written by an author living where you want to live. All right, for roll number 7, we got a prompt. Written by an author living where you want to live. And I actually had a really hard time with this one because I live where I want to live. I don't actually have any desire to live anywhere. I know it sounds like insane and ridiculous, but I love Pittsburgh. I have lived other places, and there's just nothing, in my opinion, that compares to Pittsburgh. I like to visit other places, but Pittsburgh is my home. So this one was a little bit tough. I did kind of venture out, though. I started looking at my shelves, and some place that I do think is beautiful, and maybe in another life I would like to live there, and that is Prince Edward Island. So I am going to read the second book in the Anne of Green Gables series, so Anne of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery. And this is the story of Anne Shirley, who is just such a precocious, wonderful youth and sees the beauty in everything. And you just want Anne to be your best friend, like seriously. And how badly I want to be able to just look out her bedroom window and see what she describes in those books. So that's what we're going with, Prince Edward Island. All right. Roll, I keep wanting to say spin, guys. Roll number 8. Two. Another reading prompt. A book you think a friend would like. All right, for roll number 8, we got a book that I think a friend would like. And for that, I chose a book that I have lots of friends that I think would like this. I think, my mom, my cousin Brianna, my friend Ruth, my friend Bonnie, all my book club girls would definitely love this book because it is by Francine Rivers. And this is A Voice in the Wind. This is the first book in the Mark of the Lion. I think it's a trilogy. And I've heard only wonderful things about this. I believe this is a biblical retelling, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it's a retelling so much as it takes place in Rome during Bible times, maybe. I don't know. I'll be able to tell you more about it after I read it. Okay. Moving on to roll number 9. 1. Oh, yay, fun. So if you guys can't see, that's Krista from Books and Jams. I get to read like Krista. All right, for roll number 9, I landed on the beautiful Krista's face from over at Books and Jams. And I had several books on my shelf that I could have picked that I have bought because of Krista. Krista made me do it. I decided to go with one that I have heard her talk about so many times. So many times. I feel like I just need to finally read it. And that is The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. And Krista loves Diane Chamberlain. I have another one on my shelf too, but we're going to go with this one because this is the one that I feel like I hear her talk about the most. So it says, a rich, genre-spanning, breathtaking novel about one mother's quest to save her child, unite her family, and believe in the unbelievable. Diane Chamberlain pushes the boundaries of love and science to deliver a novel that you will never forget. Sounds to me similar to like a Jodi Picoult novel, so I should love it. All right, let's get our last roll. Our final is a 3. And it is another randomize. Okay, random number. All right, for our last roll, we got another randomize. We are going to randomize numbers. So I'm going to insert a clip here of my number randomization. All right, so I got number 13. So if you look at this screenshot right here, you will see that the number 13 belongs to Wild at Heart by John Eldredge, Discovering the Secret of a Man's Soul. And this is Christian nonfiction, and I believe that it's written for men, but I think it's in the same vein as, oh, why can't I think of what it's called? I cannot believe I can't remember the name of this book, because it's one of my favorites. Anyway, he wrote a book with his wife that's all about like a woman's heart. I'm gonna put the name of it up here so you can see. And this is the same way, but that book, just like this, is like, if you would like to understand the opposite sex, then it would be good to read it also. So that is the last one for my game. All right, let's talk about the readathons I'm going to be participating in. I'm gonna be looking down so I can refer to my paper. So from September 1st to November 20th, there is a readathon called the Fall into Reading Readathon, and it is hosted by Cozy Reader Kelly, Rainy Day Reads, Literary Labors, and Tia and All the Books. I saw the announcement over on Rainy's channel. I will link all 4 of their announcement videos down in the description box. And there's a choice of 2 different bingo boards. There's one that doesn't have as many spaces, and there's one that has a lot of spaces. Of course, I'm going to pick the one with a lot of spaces. So since we have from September 1st to November 20th, I hope that's right, November 20th? I think it's like this. I think it's November 20th. Go watch the videos, you'll know for sure. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, over on my Instagram page, the same day that not the same day, the day after I post my TBR, I am going to post my board, my bingo board, and have the pictures of the books that I'm going to read for each prompt. That's just for what I plan to do in August. Along with that, there is a group read each month. This month's, September's group read, it's going to be from September 13th to 19th, and it is going to be A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. So, provided I can find this from my library, which I don't know why I shouldn't be able to find it from the library, then I do plan to participate in this group read. And I am really excited about this readathon. It's been a while since I participated in a readathon. So, all right, that is my September plans. What are you guys planning to read in September? What do you think about my picks? Any thoughts? I'd love to communicate with you down in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you want to connect with me other places around the interwebs, everywhere you can find me is down in the description box, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye!